And now, the Purple Room.
Welcome into the Purple Room podcast. I'm Patricia Caputo.
And I'm David Barthelemy.
And we are so excited to welcome you into the first ever episode of the Purple Room podcast.
We're here to bring you everything purple and gold for students, by students.
And David, to start off on the purple and gold topic, let's
yeah.
talk about Mardi Gras. All right, I know you went to New Orleans. How was it? Are you tired? Are you still recouping? What's going on?
I was down there Monday and Tuesday. I mean, I'm not as bad as some of the other people. I know our coworker Dylan, he's fighting a battle right now. Speedy recovery to Dylan. He was out there from Thursday to Tuesday night. I mean, he was going crazy, but yeah, Mardi Gras, I get the hype 100%. It's like a whole week. Everything in the state is just shut down and just telling you, okay, go party, go have fun, go eat some good food. And we definitely went out there and we did that. I had a blast. I came home with so many beats. I was like, give me one. Yeah, it was so fun.
I saw a video. You had a ton around your neck. It was legit. You had king cake too?
I had king cake. I had beignets. I had everything.
How do you like the king cake? Just plain, or does it need to be cream cheese, or it doesn't matter?
I don't think we had plain because my friends ordered it. I just ate whatever they had, honestly.
See, I'm such a plain Jane, but I really like it. I didn't know if I would like king cake at first, but king cake's really good. The tradition of Mardi Gras in general is just really good. I mean, even here in Baton Rouge on Saturday before the official Mardi Gras day on Tuesday, I mean, huge parade in Spanish Town. Everybody's pinked out. When I came back to campus, everyone was wearing pink, eating Chipotle. It was just crazy to see the tradition, truly, that Mardi Gras brings here to Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
But with that, let's get on to at least a little bit about what's going on here on campus, everything that's happening. We're going to bring it to you with what's going on.
What's going on?
All right, started off, LSU running back Trey Holly turned himself into the Union Parish Sheriff's Office Thursday. He got arrested on 3 felony charges: an attempted second-degree murder, aggravated criminal damage to property, and illegal use of a weapon. LSU's already come out and said he's suspended indefinitely, and we're just waiting for more information to come out. So how do you feel about that, Patricia?
I think looking at it from strictly just a football standpoint, obviously there's concerns, but also you want to say, okay, well, this is also, you have to look at this besides football, right? Yeah. This is somebody's life who was affected. This is a major issue. I believe it happened on February 9th, so just about a week ago. And this is something that it's like you just wait and see. You have to wait for the justice system to kind of make their decision in this term. Pray for the people in this case. And then if you're looking at it from a football standpoint, there's just questions surrounding LSU football. How is it going to be with the running backs room and things of that nature? Is LSU going to have to bring somebody else in? Trey Holly was suspended indefinitely from the team. But other than that, LSU has not said a lot more about this issue.
Yeah, I agree with what you were saying for the most part. I'm not ready to place any I don't want to go out and just say Trey Holly did something or he didn't. Let the justice system play out. Let the people who are doing this get their information that they need. And if anything comes out and he was guilty, then let the justice speak for itself. If he's acquitted of the charges, then let's hope for him to come back to LSU and strap up, because he is a talented football player. He had a lot of high hopes coming into the season in that running back room. But even speaking on to what you're talking about, what it means for LSU, I just don't this might be one of those things where it's people are going to start to look at the organization a little bit more, really start to question the program, because it's how much is going to keep coming out? We always hear little things coming out of the locker room, little problems. People saying BK doesn't really have the players locked down how he should. So it's is this one of more to come? We'll just see.
And something did happen similarly with Clyde Edwards-Helaire when he was at LSU. He won a national championship for them, but he was also involved in a shooting. Authorities ended up saying that it was just self-defense with him and another LSU football player who involved in the incident, because they were being robbed at the time. On another note, unfortunately, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was involved in a mass shooting over the week with the Kansas City Chiefs parade. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire did help actually save a child who got caught up in the mass shooting. He got separated from his father. He was able to call his dad on the phone, and then it was Clyde Edwards-Helaire assuring the dad that the son is safe, he's going to be okay. I know Clyde Edwards-Helaire did it. I know Andy Reid was even in a situation where for the people who weren't injured, they were able to help at least protect as much as they can.
Yeah, shout out Clyde. Put the guns down. That was messed up what happened. It really hurt me when I seen that. You know, you're celebrating a parade. Kansas City just won a Super Bowl. Congrats to them. But, like, that's a sour way to end off their celebration.
It is. It's truly heartbreaking. And once again, you just bring it back that you have to pray for those people who were affected by that tragedy, truly. In other news, you do have EA Sports coming out with a college video game, so let's transition back to college football with the EA Sports video game, David. It's coming out. Massively popular before it was discontinued just a decade ago. Now with the NIL deals coming in, real players are going to be able to put in. You can see somebody like Jaden Daniels, that Heisman Trophy winner here at LSU. The full trailer is expected to come out in May, and the game is rumored to come out around the summer. And before the show started, our producer was talking about how he has a special connection with this game, Adam.
You know, I'm not much of a gamer these days or anything, but the old NCAA football games, like me and my cousin used to play that for hours upon hours. And like I was telling somebody, when this thing comes out, like I might go spend $500 on a PlayStation just so I could like talk to him, because like he lives out of state now.
Aww.
So like it would be cool to like get on the game and like talk and stuff. But it's such a nostalgia thing, I think, for so many people that's why there's so much hype around it.
It would. I think it would be absolutely so awesome. And fans are really dedicated to this. I heard they're sending files, trying to make sure that they get the fields right, the players' faces right, and even the songs that they play at every single college stadium right, so that they do not mess it up.
Yeah, they got to do that. Colleges have been sending in like audio files of the stadium and the actual students chanting and stuff. And I'm so excited for this game to come out. I think the last NCAA game was 14. That was forever ago, and since that, the discontinuation of the series, people have been begging for it to come back. Like, we all love games, and we all love college football. Just turn that into a game and keep it, and now that it's back, I'm so excited. There was some talk about who's going to get the cover, and I think Jaden Daniels has to get the cover. Like, there's nobody else who should get it. No. Put Jaden Daniels on the cover. He literally won the Heisman this season.
I agree. I think that's a really good way just to start it off, especially now that players can actually have their name, image, and likeness on there. It's just going to be it's going to be like Madden, where it's really going to give you that feel, but in college football, which in my opinion is more popular.
Do you think LSU is going to send in some audio?
What do you think they're going to send in? Do you have any ideas?
They can send in like neck.
Yeah. Really, David, do you think?
Yeah,
is that what you're
that's
thinking?
LSU. That's us.
I think they could send that in. Whether it will be put in the video game or not is the question, but they could send it in.
Well, listen, moving on from one sport to another, rowing event is coming up as LSU Rowing is hosting something February 18th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. They're inviting everyone to come out who's interested in learning how to row. You go out to 7675 Choctaw Road in Brusley, Louisiana.
It's Bruley.
Bruley, oh. I'm learning.
We're from the north.
The northerners.
We don't know this stuff.
Anyone can go out, learn. There's no experience needed, and they have everything on their Instagram page. And
so, David, let me ask you, no experience needed. I don't know if you've ever rowed before, but could you be a professional LSU rower?
100% I could be a professional LSU rower. When I came for my tour in March, before I even came to LSU, I had taken a paper from the LSU rowing club, and my sister was like, "Are you gonna do it?" I was like, maybe. So I think this is the perfect time for me to go show them how it's done.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, show them.
it can't be too hard. Listen, you just row in, you get the motion down, and I do a lot of rows in the gym. Like, I do a lot of rows, so these lats can take a lot of.
You know they get up at 5 or 6 in the morning to practice. It's early morning.
I'm up at 4.
Okay, perfect.
I'm up an hour before them. I'm already there. The boat's already primed up. I already have my paddles ready.
Right.
I just need a team who's as committed as me.
You're right. I think they are. You'll have to talk to them on Sunday.
Are we winners? Do we have any chips in here? Like any national championships from this rowing team?
I'm not 100% sure, but I guess you're going to bring one to LSU, aren't you?
Do they need a head coach?
So you'll be a head coach and a teammate. Is that right?
LeBron does it.
You're right. He did it in Cleveland for years. And look, okay, yep.
David, I know you told me that you're also going to be like a linebacker on the football team.
Yep.
You're going to be like an all-star tennis player. Where are you going to fit this into the schedule?
I mean, okay,
Well,
schedule is probably going to be like, how do I balance such a every single sport. I'll find a way.
But you
I
can
don't think it's-
you can do rowing in the morning,
Yeah.
and then you can have class and maybe fit weightlifting in for football a little bit. It's off season,
Yeah.
class again, and then tennis.
Yeah.
Most of their games are at 4 or 5 o'clock. You don't need to practice.
And then plus, when I actually get on the football team, BK is gonna be like, "Oh, this kid's like he's next level. He doesn't need to come to practice." So I'm really just gonna be with the football team for the games. I'll have the
Gotcha.
weekday to row. I have some of the afternoons to play some tennis. I got it.
You got to figure it out.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep talking about bold. All right, bold predictions for LSU baseball. How
Yeah.
about that? David has not said that he wants to be a baseball player yet, but I have a feeling we're going to get there soon enough. But I'm going to give a bold prediction. All right, the LSU baseball season is officially underway. They play VMI on today, Friday, for the first game of the season. They're ranked number 2 behind Wake Forest. I really do think, as good as this team is, even though maybe they're not playing SEC teams yet, haven't gotten to the playoffs to face Wake Forest yet, I think that this stretch of games could be the most difficult of the season. They play 8 games in 10 days, but they're in Baton Rouge for a while, then they go to Rice and play them in Houston, and then they're in Houston for another 3 days. And it's like, after they play that stretch in Baton Rouge, 7 games in Baton Rouge, they're going to go 12 days without being at home in BR. I think that's going to be a big difference for this team. It's going to be a different team. They're trying to figure things out. A lot of pressure to win another natty. So I think this is going to be the hardest time because they're trying to figure out a lot of things. David, bold prediction.
My bold prediction is probably going to be LSU's going to run it back. We're going to get a second national championship. Like everything you're saying right now, I agree with. This is probably going to be one of those hardest times for them. You're away for so long. Your bodies are going to be tired, aching. But I think that this is the right team for that. There's lots of veteran presence. We're getting back 21 of those returning players from that national championship team. Plus, we're bringing in some really good people. We got freshman outfielder Jake Brown who's coming in. We have the left-hander Cameron Johnson. We got a bunch of transfers. Gage Jump, Luke Holman, Mac Bingham, Michael Braswell, who's expected to start in, 30 minutes? So, yeah, I think the veteran presence along with the talent, you have the veterans for the adversity. They've already played. They've already been in these moments, and then they can show that to everybody else on the team, and that culture kind of spreads. I also think Jay Johnson just has the right idea. Like, they're not going into this season trying to be defenders. They're not thinking about, okay, it's our responsibility to defend a national championship. No, they're coming into the season trying to create their own story. And I think when you can take that pressure off of a team, like, they don't have to come in there and worry about, oh my God, like, we got to make it back. We got to do that. They're writing their own story. They're going to be able to go out there. You might lose some games. You're going to win some. You might go through different experiences. But this is what's going to build that team, and I think Johnson's going to bring them right back to the College World Series.
You could be very right, David. I think one of the best parts also about playing here in Alex Box Stadium is hearing all of the LSU fans say just the nicest things ever to the right fielder on the opposing team.
Yeah.
It
Very
really
nice.
Makes a player never want to play in Baton Rouge ever again, if I'm being honest.
Who do you think has a better chance to win a natty? Do you think baseball or gymnastics? Because that gymnastics team has been hot. Number 3 in the nation right now. Win after win, back to back, and we're getting a meet back home really soon.
You're right. I think the biggest thing for this gymnastics team right now is health. We've seen it the last few years where that seems to be a struggle at the end of the season. Kaya Johnson, Haley Bryant specifically need to stay healthy. They are, for me, the powerhouses of this team. They're all-around players, so they got floor, beam, vault, anything, and just like, hey, can you go out there and do it? And they're going to do it, no problem. And that's what this team needs. I just don't know if they're there yet, David. They need to get over that hump, and I'm just not sure. Baseball has done it, and not to just be a cop-out, but I do think that baseball might have the better chance. You listed all those transfers that came in. I think gymnastics just needs another year or two.
Yeah, I think both of them have a pretty good shot, but if I got to choose one, I'll go with baseball. But I do think gymnastics can definitely bring the heat, especially if they stay healthy, like you said. And speaking for gymnastics, this is probably the year that they have to do it. Like,
You're right.
you got the full squad back. Haley Bryant is going crazy. I mean, she's giving us something to talk about every single meet, like 10s after 10s after 10s. The whole team is really showing up, doing what they got to do. And I got to go to the Arkansas meet a couple weeks back when we were hosting it in the PMAC. I kind of I got the hype on gymnastics now. Like, I get why people are saying we can make a deep run because, like, even though it was my first time ever even watching gymnastics, like, they bring energy.
Yes.
They were landing every single move. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Which I might, we might have to start up an LSU gymnastics like men's club. I might have to go out there and do all those flips and stuff. I don't know.
Can you get a perfect 10?
Oh, yeah, most
No problem.
definitely.
All right, maybe we'll get Haley Bryant to train you a little bit. What, it will take a week for you?
A week's far too much. Maybe an hour. You just gotta teach me.
Okay.
Honestly, you gotta teach me how to just like move on the pole, and I'll be good.
It's strength, ab core,
Oh yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
We're good.
All right, yeah, you're good. Yep. Okay, David in the Olympics in what, 2026? No, is that winter? 2028. How's that sound? That's good.
Okay, that gives me some time to
That's
get
plenty of
ready.
time.
I'm
All right.
good.
Yeah, sounds
I'm
good.
there.
All right. Catch David there, 2028 Olympics. All right, moving on. Let's talk about softball, women's basketball. All right, there's high expectations for gymnastics and baseball. Women's basketball won a championship last year, but there's questions. All right, same thing with softball. But I just need to say that not every team wins a national championship every single year.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little obvious,
Yeah.
but even Kim Mulkey agrees with me. This is what she said when they won the national championship, the night they won the national championship in Dallas.
I can tell you, I don't want one negative thing written if we don't win a national championship next year, okay? Telling y'all in advance, they're hard to do.
They're hard to do. And that is right, David. It's difficult to win a national championship. And I laughed because I was there when she said that. I was like, you just won the first ever national championship
She's like, hey,
at
I'll do
LSU
it.
for basketball. And it's like, she's like, they're hard to do. I don't want to hear it. Like, I'm already talking about next year. She was looking at the stat sheet.
Yep.
Like, you just won the whole thing, but she didn't care. She was like, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear a bad article. We're trying, and you can't do that. And I think it's just more difficult to build that powerhouse in college basketball, just because you have things like March Madness where these Cinderella teams come out of nowhere, where college football, to me, I just think is a little easier to recruit.
Yeah.
At least it was before NIL. I think now that becomes a little harder. But Kim Mulkey has such a good point there. It's not that this women's basketball team is not a bad team. They have talent. They need some depth. But I don't know if they're, they're working through some things. So, David, do you think that softball, women's basketball are kind of dark horses in this LSU winning squad right now?
I don't really think women's basketball is a dark horse. I mean, like Kim Mulkey was right though. Like they won a championship. You can't expect to win a championship every year. Going back to back would be amazing. But she knows how the media is gonna get. And you've seen LSU's been kind of went through that little rough losing patch. And you've seen how everybody was like, oh my God, it's over. And Twitter was already quick to say, oh, hey, Jerice is washed. Hey, they're getting it together. It's still a team. Still. Things always happen. Basketball is never the 100% sport. None of the sports are. And if I were to give a dark horse title, I'd probably say softball, just because it always seems like really close. Softball always gets really close, and then everything just falls. So I think if we were to give a dark horse title to go to softball, they're the ones that you're not really expecting to get through, but they definitely can.
Yeah, I think that they can too. And I think, it's just kind of something you have to wait and see. Is it going to be women's basketball? Is it going to be softball? Maybe everybody wins. Maybe this is just a great season for LSU. But I would like to see softball or gymnastics win a national championship, just to say that I could see LSU win another national championship while I'm a student here. Not to be greedy. But let's move on to our next segment, David.
Yeah.
We got sick flicks.
Sick flicks.
So there's a lot of awesome movies in the theaters right now, but there's one that I wanted to get into. I don't know if you've heard about it, One Love.
Of course.
All right. It's based on Bob Marley and his life. It was released on Valentine's Day, and get this, Valentine's Day, February 14th, brought in $14 million. All right. And apparently that was a top opener ever. That was like the largest amount of money a movie has ever brought in on Valentine's Day. Thoughts? Have you heard anything about it?
I didn't watch the movie yet. A couple of my friends went to go watch the Bob Marley movie. They all said they loved it.
Good.
They said they were tearing up, so I said, okay, I got to go watch it now. I listened to a whole lot of Bob Marley music coming from Brooklyn, huge Caribbean community. We always heard it. Any cookout you went to, any weekend, so I'm going to be down to watch that movie.
Do you have a favorite song?
Probably just the typical, Welcome to Jamrock.
Okay.
Welcome to Jamrock's probably my favorite, but everybody probably knows the There's No Worry.
That a thing.
Yep, that's it.
Funny thing, that used to be my alarm, and now I can't listen to the song anymore.
It used to be, how do you wake up to that?
Exactly, and now it's just like, like that beat in the beginning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta wake up. And I'm like, oh, never mind, it's okay.
Yeah.
But also, we have The Chosen season 4 coming out. Not sure if you've watched that show.
I don't know what that is.
It's based on the Gospels in the Bible. I like it because I already know what happens. So, there's no panic here. I don't like shows that make me like panic. That I can't deal with that. Action movies, I can't do it. I need peace. And that's why I like it. I know exactly what's going to happen, but it helps me visualize things. And I thought it was interesting that TV shows come out in theaters. Maybe I'm behind. I just never saw that happen. So I just thought that was kind of interesting that I think they're doing it 3 at a time. They're going to come out in theaters. And also Wonka. Have you seen that?
I have not seen Willy Wonka.
This was like a prequel to Willy Wonka's life. So it was how he got famous and how he had to take
Before the chocolate factory?
Yes, before. This is everything he had to do to get the chocolate factory. And I saw it back in December. I was surprised it was still in theaters. I didn't think I was going to like it because, again, I'm just not, I don't know, musicals aren't really my thing. But I was really impressed. I actually really liked it. I thought Timothée Chalamet did great. I didn't know his game. You know what I mean? You know that like
you were unfamiliar with his game.
Yeah, I was unfamiliar. And I was like, wait, this kid can sing, he can act. He made me want to, I want Wonka chocolate now, He made me want, really... It was just a very wholesome movie, and it is still in theaters, and it was #1 in the box office to knock off 2023, and now again it's just still in theaters, which I think is always impressive when a movie can stay that long and be that consistent.
I haven't really been big on movies lately. I feel like the movie scene died after COVID, but it's good that they still got some good releases out there. Like I'm definitely gonna go see One Love. I might go see Wonka now. You sold it good.
I'm hyping it up.
Yeah.
I think it's also on Amazon Prime, so I think you can just watch it there.
Most definitely. Well, moving on, we definitely got something that is way more sicker. We got No Sweat Bets presented by Southern Air.
No Sweat Bets.
Once again, Southern Air is bringing you No Sweat Bets. Fix right first, or it's free. Southern Air. David, let's get into it. What are your bets for the week?
Well, I got 2 bets to give you guys this weekend. We got the NBA All-Star Game. It's headed back to the East versus West format. I really like that one. Me being an East Coast boy, it's too bad that I can't root for my own team this time because actually no.
All right.
What's gotten into me? I'm sorry. Even though the East has lost the last 4 of 5 of these games, I got my money on the East. And is that the smart man decision? Maybe not. But is that the loyal decision? Yes, and I'm all about loyalty, Patricia.
I'm not loyal when it comes to sports.
Oh, yeah, we know.
When it comes to sports, because sports have never been loyal to me, all right? So I think the West is going to take this away.
Oh,
and yeah, it's LeBron's team, it's Giannis's team, all that. But Steph is going to be the one who takes home the MVP tonight, or this weekend, rather. I just think it's going to happen, Everyone's sleeping on Steph, and I'm sick of it. Like, LeBron, he's great. He doesn't need another MVP award for the All-Star game. Give Steph the roses. I think Steph's going to go off.
Hey, we'll see. I got the East winning. Giannis taking that MVP, carrying it home. Let's do this. And my last bet, we got LSU Gymnastics versus Auburn. I'm just going to have to go LSU Gymnastics here. We're on a roll. Like I said earlier, Haley Bryant manages to shock us every time. I'm really into the gymnastics scene now. We play later on tonight. I think it's 6 p.m. at the PMAC. We've never lost against Auburn since 2006. I don't think today is gonna be the loss.
All right, I'll side with you. I think I'm 0 for 3 or something. Actually, I got the coin toss right and the overtime.
You gotta start siding with me if you want to make some money.
So you know what's gonna happen. The East is gonna win this weekend because I picked the West. So you're welcome. The script. You're welcome. Yeah. All right. David has a script, so just listen to him all the time. There are some Pelicans players who will be participating in this. Jordan Hawkins, Dyson Daniels was originally supposed to play, but then he got hurt, tore his meniscus. Difficult, but he's supposed to be back, and they said something about 4 weeks, I think it was, where it could be fast. The surgery apparently went well.
Yeah.
But my last bet of the day is going to be LSU baseball, not just for this weekend, but for the entire season. Ooh. I think they're going to win at least 40.5 games. It's not that far off.
Can we write that down somewhere?
Right now it's at -110. Keep it in your mind.
Yep.
Maybe I have the script too, David. I got the long-term script.
You might.
And I think LSU baseball is going to win at least 40.5 games. And yeah, I would bet on that right now.
I like that.
And yeah, that's what I would say. Well, we are so happy that you decided to join us here today. Be sure to tune in next week as well. I'm Patricia Caputo.
I'm David Barthelemy.
And this has been The Purple Room.
See you.